and proudly say that the SOPs have been followed. I've just been in town, borders are not carrying people. Of course, that is what the president actually did advocate. The COVID-19 is real, and we continue to preach the gospel that you, me, and us can actually fight it. Of course, in the absence of Walter Nyamua, Walter Bazali, and Otelul Viegas, Kimnas steps in as a lone striker. Expect Kimnas to be getting you those goals. Don't worry yourself. I know out there somebody is going to say, but will he manage as a lone striker? But trust me, we have seen many actual lone strikers getting the goals you need. When Samson Caesar Okuti is not in the starting lineup, maybe he's out injured, Leko Alfred will bank for you the goals with the assist or help from the midfielders who play behind him. Kunde is in there. Ben Chan is right there, and then Kenneth as well steps in. Sido, Sydney, FET as well will be part of the production this very morning. But I want to tell you that a lot is going to be covered in the morning. That is a Boom Sports this very morning. Starting it right away, I want us to start with West Nile. Remember, home is always the best. A good friend of mine will say, north to south, east to west, home is the best, and that's very true. I agree with that. Starting it straight from home, this very morning I can confirm to you that Midigo Calvary, a FIFA Big League entity from Yumbe District, have shown interest in 5 of the players from Paida Black Angels. Wow, strong statement. But remember, as part of our discussion today, like written probably there as a huge headline, a big one, TABU VITALIS, over his signature, there's already a huge scramble in West Nile. The 2 Premier League clubs, Unduparaka Football Club and Arua Hill Sports Club, are reportedly as fighting over the signature of TABU VITALIS. Where next? Oh, what next for TABU VITALIS, the Bull FC midfielder? We'll be looking at that at a later time. But first things always first. Let's start with the Paida Black Angels and Midigo Calvary story. And last season, by the Black Angels and the Midigo Calvary both played in the Elgon group of the FIFA Big League, or the Star Times FIFA Big League. But I can tell you a lot of things happened, of course, over time. And one team from West Nile got relegated. That is by the Black Angels. It's not the first time a club from West Nile has been relegated, and I can tell you in the past, even Arua Central were relegated. At the end of the day, they became defunct. Then at some point, Diofa Hills, Vara Boys also played at the biggest level, at a bigger level, but then got relegated. But this time down for the Black Angels, it seems to be a different story. Having been relegated from the FIFA Big League, a league that has been theirs, like many have called them as the household name from West Nile, as far as the FIFA Big League play is concerned. They have been so consistent in playing in the FIFA Big League. But I can tell you, they moved to the Premier League and got relegated, and now back to the Big League. But I can tell you, for this season, it's altogether a different story. They have been relegated to play in the 3rd tier of Ugandan football. That is the regional league. Many of the teams that are relegated before, they actually became defunct. They dissolved. They got dissolved. Why? Probably the management got discouraged. Players were like, no, we can't continue here. A lot of factors. You know, with relegation, many issues come through. Probably some players will say, we can't stay loyal. We need to find a greener pasture. Others will say, we need game time. We need a bigger league, probably for exposure and all that. But for the for West Nile's case, that has really been the case. That's why many clubs got defunct, ended up being dissolved. That's what I mean. Particularly for the Black Angels, now we're seeing a lot of bad signs coming through. I know the entire West Nile, the entire country probably is not happy that a historical club like the Black Angels got relegated, including me. No, I'm not happy at all. But are they going to follow suit like the other clubs that got dissolved in the past? Like I did previously mention some. Arua Central is normal. Diofe Hills has been reorganizing, but I can tell you that transition is not coming through. They are really struggling. Yeah. So at the end of the day, what does this leave you with? Now this morning, a big league club, now the only representatives, if I may say, much as the playoffs for this coming season is yet to play down. Some people say it's been cancelled and there are going to be no playoff, regional league playoffs for one to be promoted to the FIFA Big League. But I can tell you right now we only have one representative in the FIFA Big League. That is Midigo Calvary. This morning reports are coming that 5 of the Black Angels players have been tracked by Medical Calvary. Remember, the current technical director of Medical Calvary was a head coach at Paida Black Angels. That is TABU Bosco. Yeah, TABU Bosco. Who at some point also worked as a technical director at Aurora Hill, but for less than a month. I can confirm that. Having made that move to Medical Calvary and probably seen the club survive relegation, they are trying to reorganize and make themselves a better side come next season, probably in the FUFA Big League. They want to be, I think the ambition now keeps growing. So they have shown interest in 5 of the Paida Black Angels players, including Odagio Khalid, who reportedly is also on the radars of Ginger-based Bull FC. Yeah, he's actually on the radars of Bull FC. But again, Medical Calvary have shown interest. They want him to stay within West Nile. Yeah, move to Yumbe. So he has been wanted alongside Choka Julius. Choka Julius has been one of the best players for Paida Black Angels, without doubt. You will think he's good enough for the Premier League. Good enough. So a club, Medical Calvary, have shown interest in him. And this morning, Kilama Victor, yes, who also had a very good season with Paida Black Angels, Matt says they ended up being delegated. He also is attracting interest. And don't forget, Jareko James, the former under-17 Uganda Cubs player, is also attracting interest. So the man, TABU Bosco, seems to be probably waving that direction of Zombo District, wanting all these players, including Otingwenyo Eric, who also is a very good winger, did it so well for Paida Black Angels last season. Matezi had a few injury issues here and there, but I can tell you he's a very fantastic player, good enough for that is FUFA Big League. So this morning, I can tell you Medical Calvary are showing already serious interest in these players. Is Paida going to let go of them? Do they still have contract with the club? Are they just going to walk on Bushman ruling because they're not contracted anymore? Have their contracts run down? It's $1 million question that definitely you will want Kimnas to answer. But I can tell you, yes, contractual issues have become so difficult to manage for a club already relegated to a regional league status, probably league. Yeah, that's something that not many clubs will want, situation that not many clubs will want to find themselves into. Yeah, but I can also tell you that at Medical Calvary, maybe you will say yes, maybe they want these players because many of the coaches, like right now at Medical Calvary, there is Akena, who was a former tactician at Barakoro Stadium. So he also probably he has worked with some of these players, so he really wants to reunite with them. We saw the beauty and the importance of reuniting with your former players, the people you worked with together. At Express, who actually won the Uganda Premier League this season, this is after him, Waswa Bosa, the head coach, reuniting with many of the players like Geoffrey Lesbauer of this world. Of course, we did see through some of the players like Abel Eturude reuniting with him. You'll mention them, many names, yeah, all reuniting, including Frank Calendar. Many of them reunited with him. Of course, they did a great job and ended up winning the Uganda Premier League. So the same seems to be the direction that Medical Calvary are taking now. 5 of Paida Black Angels players, they want them at their disposal to play at Cassiano Stadium come next season. Remember, I did tell you like a few weeks back, Calvary are also working on their playing ground. They want to have next season at home, not at Greenlight Stadium anymore, because they feel probably on match days they have been traveling. So a team coming from any other part of the country will need to traverse, come through Arua and pass up to Yumbe District to have their games. You know what that can actually cause. So of course, the visiting teams will actually have to suffer a kind of jet lag, will have to suffer a moment like, they can easily get tired. Yeah, so all that, they really exhausted, for the lack of better word, if I can use that. So they want also them to experience that, because Calvary have been traveling from Yumbe, also moving to other parts of the country. It has never been so easy for them. Of course, their head coach, I interviewed him a few, actually not the current, but then the previous. That is the man, Fabio Ahmed Borini. Yeah, I interviewed him. He said probably the issues of jet lag sometimes really disturbs them. Yeah, so that has to go down to bed. Yeah, by that I simply mean we need to really move off the story of Calvary wanting up to 5 players from Midigo Calvary. Calvary wanting 5 players from Paida Black Angels. I'm seeing many comments already coming through via social media. You can drop yours as well. We will be reading through. Just go to Facebook, search Rhino TV. Tell a friend to just search Rhino TV. Then you'll find a post about actually the show going live. Then you drop your comment right there, and Kimnaz will still be answering. In case you have transfer related questions, you will drop them there. I will be responding to them later on, stepping in as a lone striker in the absence of Otilul Vegas and Walter Nyamwa. Kimnaz is in. Otherwise, moving away from that, the talk of TABU VITALIS is a big one. I interacted with him this morning before coming in for the show. I can tell you the lad is very professional. He's refusing to tell Kimnaz where next for him. And you and me are going to respond to that right here. If you look at TABU VITALIS, currently still contracted to Bull FC, but I can tell you the contract is running down. Yeah, the contract with Bull FC is running down. So TABU VITALIS had a very good season with Bull FC last season. Though some people said he was injury prone and probably never had good, but I can tell you TABU VITALIS had a very good season with the team that is Bull FC, the ginger-based side. He banked a few goals with assists, fantastic ones. So that already has made him a hot cake for the 2 Premier League clubs from West Nile. They've all shown interest, including Arua Hill Sports Club and his former side, that is Onduparaka Football Club. Can TABU VITALIS move back to Onduparaka Football Club? Onduparaka Football Club did let go 14 players. Yes, they did let go 14 players. I did follow up the story, and yesterday we were able to drop for you probably the full list of those 14 players, including Toto Mahad Ajobos of this world. We had Opoka Austin, there was a coach Augustine, also been part of the released players. Then you had Moses Okot, also one of the players released by the team. And then, of course, Capone Levin has what is called a pending transfer to URA. It's a big talk that has always been making headlines in West Nile in the recent past. Then people like the former assistant captain, that is Dennis Andama Koko aka Makosa, also being released by the club. That one aside, let's talk about TABU VITALIS. Is it going to be one of the replacements for some of those players released? If you look at TABU VITALIS, he's a very good player, can play as a left back. He has ever done that as a young boy, but now at that age, can he still probably drop back and do that? Maybe yes or no. Then TABU VITALIS is one of the midfielders you will enjoy when it comes to set pieces. Fantastic. No one in West Nile will doubt his credentials when it comes to taking set pieces. Fantastic in taking penalties. The guy is a dead ball specialist. I can tell you that. That is TABU VITALIS. A good TABU VITALIS is more dangerous in set pieces. So right now he's attracting interest from, reportedly attracting interest from both Arua Hill Sports Club and Onduparaka Football Club. The question is, will it be easy for TABU VITALIS moving there? Probably the financial issues will need to come into play. Yeah. Maybe the club was reorganized, ready to give him the money. Then coming in there, being probably one of the starters, he will want to be a starter. Of course, he needs a game time. Yeah, he needs a game time. Will he be accorded the game time? And who is going to be the head coach that he's going to work with? Because right now it's just a rumor. It's merely a rumor. Yeah, I don't want to treat it like a confirmed deal. No, it's a rumor. But again, TABU VITALIS, who is that head coach or tactician he's going to work with is another question I feel we should be able to put on table. And again, another question is, who are those other players he's going to play with? I think at the end of the day, if there's a rumor linking TABU VITALIS with a move to Onduparaka Football Club, then it means there is a head coach who already is being signed and or approached, and probably he has had TABU VITALIS as one of his priority signings. Yeah? Don't you think something like this must be happening? If true or not, I was thinking of Peter Onen coming to Ababet Greenlight Stadium. Yes, Peter Onen. Peter Onen has been at Bull FC, has worked with TABU VITALIS. Could he be the factor influencing TABU VITALIS' move to Onduparaka Football Club? Maybe you have the best answer. Otherwise, many comments have come through, and we'll still be traversing through and probably get into some of your answers. What about picturing TABU VITALIS in the Congolo family, or in Congolo colors, red, white, then black, yellow? That is Arua Hill Sports Club. Picturing TABU VITALIS in those colors. Is it going to be so easy? Do you think it's that move is being triggered or influenced by probably some of the players he has worked with. Agao Rashid is there. Gaddafi Wahab, with whom he played at Onduparaka Football Club, is right there. Then you will talk about many of those Onduparaka players who have been there. The Kakoza Rajabs of this world, the Aguachirias, then the Otelul Vegases, the Tony Afetis as the CEO. They have ever worked with TABU VITALIS. Could that be one of the reasons probably bringing in this rumor? And again, who is that tactician a Royal Sports Club are going to appoint to work with TABU VITALIS? We're still talking about one player, and already two teams reportedly fighting over his signature. Quite a number of comments have come through. I like the flow right here. Super Mario, thank you very much. He says, I'm following Kim. I salute you. Thanks for the work well done. Wow, I appreciate. Moses Ngongo says, thank you, Atinga, for the people hard work. Please, any update on new signings for Onduparaka Football Club? Onduparaka has let go 14 players, but they have never confirmed any single acquisition. And I can tell you that maybe it's only a matter of time because I believe back doors, there are a lot of businesses going on at Greenlight Stadium. Probably it's only a matter of time before you actually get to know who those signings are. And again, who the head coach is going to be, because the head coach will definitely be the man to submit a wish list. Like the players, I want to work with them, get them for me. I'm ready to deliver for you. A top 4 finish, a Premier League trophy, or that is sometimes, those are some of the clauses that comes with the contract. Sabote Fred says, hi Kim, Sabote getting you live from Lugogo. Yeah, if I was a TABU VITALIS, I would actually go to Arua Hill Sports Club because they are organized team. 2, do you think if Onduparaka FC gets new proper ownership, will it change every single struggle in this club? I don't understand what you actually mean by new ownership, but I think the bosses are not about to sell off the club. There was a talk of selling off shares, which actually vanished in thin air, and I can tell you there is nothing at Onduparaka Football Club going on as far as selling off shares is concerned. So the owners are the owners. That is, of course, the club chairman still remains. That is Nyakuni Benjamin, and the marketing manager is Munduru Masi. She's also in charge of the media. Yeah, and there is Shaba X Level, who actually is the CEO of the club. Lulua Mak is the PRO. Those are some of the names that I can tell you at the club. Of course, I'm not saying they are the owners, but I'm saying. And then in accounts section, Pario Moses is the man standing very tall there. He's also the bazaar of Arua, the primary school. So he knows how to handle finance, of course. Onenchan Onesimus David says, hi Kim, thanks for the show. As usual, I'm watching you live from Kampala. Proud of you. Thank you very much. Afe Kutal says, streaming you live from Kampala. Thanks for the program. Wow, thank you too. Phil Rahman says, morning Kim. Sunday Bosco Olise says, hi Kim, this is Olise. Sorry, I have the show. I've actually joined the show late, but I really needed to know more about Shaban's, Anini and Wahab transfers and something little about upcomings in Mvara Boys Football Club. By the way, without doubt, and I want to put this very bold, if there is a regional league club that has done a complete overhaul from the administrative level up to the playing staff, it is Mvara Boys Football Club. A club christened as the Manya Boys. They are so active. They have brought in players over players. They have gone ahead to make sure they work on their playing ground. And I can tell you, they have one of the best playing surfaces for a regional league club in West Nile. They have done a reshuffle from the administrative level, and they have a sponsorship. DI has joined as a part sponsor in their forthcoming season. And I can tell you, they have jerseys, which they are going to unveil very soon, and probably Drabe. La Liga remains the PRO. A lot has happened at the club. The Etoma Joffreys, of course, have also gotten themselves slots to be in as part of the management. Meet Opima actually says, man, like Otelul is missing on the show, but I feel you're doing great job. Wow, thank you. I bid him safe travels. It's true. The guy is travel, safe journey. Halima Siesa Kasim, wow, our usual. I want to call her our usual. Of course, he's Miss Rhino TV. Why not? You always actually follow the show closely. We appreciate. That's why I just joke around with your name. Of course, we appreciate you. She says, good morning, Kimnas. Who are those players Arua Hill Sports Club may sign? Live streaming you as usual. At Arua Hill Sports Club, there are a lot of transfer stories coming through. And I can tell you this morning that Ashiku Basiri's story is pushing closer and closer, even closer than never before. Ashiku Basir is a central defender for Vipers. He had a very fantastic season with them, and until when he had issues with the management, then they said, get suspended. Of course, they suspended him. Yeah, he stayed off the team for a few weeks, so he's back. But then Arua Hill Sports Club looks closer to be clinching his signature. They have already reportedly signed Innocent Maduka from Black's Power. Then they also did bring in Sharif Saka, reportedly brought in Sharif Saka from Chetume. Those are some of the transfers about Arua Hill Sports Club. But don't forget, Junior Junino, the set number 14 of Calvary, is attracting interest. Also, they want him. Then they have also talked about the goalkeeper for Luero United. And I also don't want to rule out another talk of Sports Club Villa midfielder Abdallah Salim, who currently is playing for Uganda under 23. That is in the Sekafa Challenge Cup. He is also been a wanted man at Arua Hill Sports Club. To put all rumors probably to bed, Arua Hill Sports Club chairman Engineer Aita Joel yesterday was pictured with two of Uganda Cranes regulars, Yunus Sentamo and Emmanuel Okui, the captain for Uganda Cranes. So that also has escalated. Probably it has brought in more of the talks, the rumors. So could the two be headed to Arua to play for Arua Hill Sports Club is another big talk that remains. Or it's only a matter of time before the talk actually maybe is magnified. Otherwise, Shabit Rashid says, good morning to you, Rhino TV presenter, Kim Nas. I want to know the good news at Chelsea Football Club. I'll be doing that for you later on. Isaacson Rakitic says, I'm watching live up within San Siro. Any good news from Vipers and Manchester United? Thanks for the show. I will be doing that for you. Kawaya Patrick, my OB from Qatar. Thank you very much. I hope you guys are doing well. The days are actually nearing. 2022 World Cup will be in Qatar. I hope you're very much set and probably ready to do selfies with the likes of Bruno Fernandes, the Bukayo Sakas of this world, the Jadon Sanchos. Of course, mention names. Hey, the Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang in case Gabon qualifies for the World Cup. Yes, a lot probably is going to be happening within Qatar. Walter Lowe says, I like the show, but always you guys go off a so technical team. Please work on that. Do you think Man United will actually be the favorite after signing Rafael Varane? Even without Rafael Varane, United are favorites already. I can tell you, with exception of their head coach, that is Ole Gunnar Solskjaer, whom I think is not still in the calibers of the Pep Guardiolas, the Jurgen Klopps of this world. Otherwise, United do have a very fantastic squad, large squad, good enough, quality squad, if you like, to win the English Premier League. So let's wait and see if Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will be putting on far much a better performance come next season, probably to make them a serious contender. Last season they were finishing second. You cannot undermine that. That makes them a serious contender for the English Premier League title. Otutio Ronald Sio says, hi, my beloved analyst, streaming you live from Kigali, Rwanda. May I know from you, the 4th Division League clubs have authority to retain a player who is not under a contract with the club? It's always very difficult, but whichever club that gets them, it's always important that a development fund should be at least given to them in form of appreciation. It's so good, because the relationship in football is the biggest asset you can ever have. Maybe at a certain point, a club will not have the finance to bring in players, but if you've been so good, if you have a collaborative relationship, win-win kind of situation, it's always going to be good. You go down to those smaller clubs and ask them for a talent that you have identified. Maybe they will give on kind, so long as you have been so good as far as a relationship is concerned. Mercy Robert says, good morning. Can you please tell me the transfer of Manchester United? Then Aikoboa Bernardo Rubo, thank you very much. He also says, good morning, Rhino staffs and viewers across the world. I would like to know the clubs which are going to participate in 2021-2022 Uganda Premier League. In Uganda Premier League, there are two new confirmed clubs, Toro United, and you have Arua Hill Sports Club, 2 new clubs, which means the teams that played last season will have 3 clubs already been relegated. Paida Black Angels are normal, Airtel Sitara and Maida Football Club. The 3 have been relegated. So they have been replaced by 2 clubs so far, Arua Hill Sports Club and Toro United. So there's going to be a playoff between Black's Power. Then you have Proline in the mix. Then you have Nyamitobora also in the mix. Yes. Then the other club is Gaddafi FC, also from Elgon Group. Yeah. The team that finished second from the Elgon Group after Royal Sports Club. So those 4 clubs are going to play playoffs. So the winner will actually join the other 2. That is Arua Hill and Toro United in the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. So those are going to be the newcomers in the StarTimes Uganda Premier League. Otherwise, up Nicholas says, hi Kim, I'm happy catching you live from Bukoto, Kampala. Thank you very much. Always bringing this close to us. Wow, I appreciate it. He says, please help me and try to dig deep in the possibility of Paul Pogba leaving Manchester United. I know it's a bad news for Manchester United fans, but I can tell you the story keeps graduating, it keeps growing, it keeps gaining momentum. Paul Pogba is a wanted man at Parc des Princes. He's loved by all the Frenchmen around the world. They love him. They think the guy can be the right man to spearhead. That is the transition at Paris Saint-Germain. After Thomas Tuchel leaving, then having Mauricio Pochettino, they failed to win the UEFA Champions League last season, having come close. Of course, they think they need a Paul Pogba kind of player to actually make things work out for them. Otherwise, we take a very short break. When we come back, we'll still be having a talk about Moses Okot, one of the released players who has dragged Onduparaka Football Club to FUFA, citing unpaid arrears. We'll be back after the break.
Definitive online platform for the West Nile region of Uganda is now here. Stand out and make your presence felt in West Nile through our website and across our digital and social media platforms. Be introduced to untapped treasures at the Economic Center of Uganda, Democratic Republic of Congo, and South Sudan through our expertise in marketing, research, advocacy. With our dedicated television platform, Rhino TV, West Nile Web is the one-stop hub for breaking news on everything political, cultural, tourism, entertainment, sport, music, and much more. Visit our website at www.westnileweb.com.
West Nile Web. Discover opportunities. Live your dream.
All right, welcoming you back from that short break, and we still continue. I'm seeing many more comments still coming through, and I want to say thank you very much for always keeping it that way. At the end of the day, you give us the mileage. Yeah, you give us the mileage. It really, really feels nice that you continue being with us on Rhino TV as we still continue giving you the live broadcast right here. Many more comments are coming through, and I still want to insist and say thank you and thank you. Moses Okot, one of the released players at Onduparaka Football Club, reportedly has dragged the team to the federation, probably citing unpaid arrears. What do you make of this move? Has Onduparaka Football Club been paying these players? Have they not been paid? If true, they have not been paid, what does their release mean? Don't you think these players, like the many of them who are not being paid and released, don't you think they're going to come back and probably ask for their arrears to be cleared? And again, don't you think those players in particular, like Okot in question, has to also justify the pay in case he's not been paid, probably coming with the receipts, maybe bank slip and all that. And Onduparaka Football Club will also need to reorganize probably the channel through which the payments have been made and all that. Because at the end of the day, the club might be fined, or a kind of sanction may actually be imposed on the club. So this is a huge thing. But I also can remember that this is the player who left the team even before the season came to an end. He has actually cited 2 things here. One, he has actually talked about his unpaid salaries and again signing on fee. I think the first thing that happens with signing on fee is as you put the pen to paper, the first thing that comes is the payment of the signing on fee. So I don't know if without this, how possible that it was actually, how it was possible for him to put pen to paper and sign for Onduparaka Football Club. So it's probably a big talk that I'll be able to digest when the right time comes. But for now, it's still a developing story that we want to investigate and probably come up with the right information. And you're getting all these live from Ochiba Coastal Town, where Rhino TV is. By the way, you don't have to forget to read through all our online papers on www.westnileweb.com. There are always big stories making headlines from West Nile. The uncovered story is being uncovered, and I can tell you, you can get right there on West Nile Web and read through every big story, or probably stories that have been dropped there for you. Even this morning, I can tell you, fresh stories have been dropped. Just get there and read through. You'll get the best. And in case of adverts, by the way, you can come to, that is Ochiba Coastal Town, the big house at Ochiba Coastal Town. That's where we are. And of course, you will advertise with us, and you definitely will get the mileage you needed. Denono, thank you very much for following. He's following the show so very closely. I've loved him so much because he gives us feedback like many of you do. We appreciate. Please, if there are technical challenges, maybe the network is not okay, maybe there's an issue, please drop it there. We'll be able to correct. It's through your feedback that we're able to develop. So Denono, thank you very much for always being that passionate follower of the show. I hope your boy, that is boy J, is doing well. The mom, I'm told, is called Mama J, and then the sons will be called J. So thank you very much, Denono, for being part of the show. Otherwise, I was telling about the player in question, Okot Moses. Remember, many players were released, but it's Okot Moses who has come up probably to drag the team into the federation, citing unpaid salaries and signing on fee. So let's hope, as I say, this is a developing story. Otherwise, James Alitho looks to be making his move, probably, a return to Ura A. What will this mean to the three goalkeepers you already have at the disposal, that is at Ura A? Quite a number of questions have been asked, more than it could be answered. One of the goalkeepers who have been so fantastic last season was Hannington Sebulunyo, who was so good. Then you also will talk about Ajaib Nafian, who, a fully fit one, can never be beaten in Ugandan football by any other custodian. Very fantastic at the age of 26. The former Arua Public SS custodian is so good and growing stronger and stronger. And I can tell you, he is still at the helm at Ura A. What about Mwaka, the young goalkeeper from the from the junior ranks? He is being promoted to the senior team. He just penned a new contract. That is Mwaka Robert in there. Samuel Mwaka, only 23 years of age. Then Hannington is 31 years of age. Then you have Ajaib Nafian, 26 years of age. But here comes James Alitho, who left the club, moved to many clubs that probably played in South Africa, played in Ethiopia, and now wanting to make the move back to Uganda to play for his former club, Ura A. Who is he going to displace in that team? I think the team is not willing to let go a player like Hannington. They can't let go. They can't let go Ajaib Nafian. No, I don't think. Matejski needs a first team football, like regular playing time. But I can tell you, Ajaib Nafian is one of the players that is URA under Sam Simbo will not want to lose. What about Mwaka? He's a young goalkeeper, 23 years of age, fantastic, and they still want to keep him. And you will think that being a young goalkeeper, he can still play for the junior team. But again, 23 years of age, deserves a kind of loan move, maybe away from the club, so that to earn or enjoy first team of football in another club, or earn some bit of competition from another Premier League club or big league. So it's going to be a head-scratching moment for Sam Simba, probably, and the other men, the technical men at URA. But I can tell you, the question now remains, is James Alitho surely coming back? I think the question is yes. He has openly shown that interest of making a return to Uganda Premier League, probably to play for his former club, that is URA. A big question. Is it going to be Arua Hill going for him? Anyway, I don't want to speculate, and I don't want to probably develop or generate another transfer talk in here. Let's move away from Ugandan football and move. Remember, we are now, of course, it's exactly 11 minutes past 11 a.m., which means the show is running down and down. Every minute that comes, the show runs down. The technical team or the production team keeps telling probably, and the producer of the show also keeps telling, at least it has to be local, national, and international sports. That is why we're not going to leave anything out, but you have dragged so much of local, national stories. Let's move to international and probably look at some of the things. Remember, the Olympics just 2 days away from the start, but I can say those 2 days are not even 48 hours, but less, which means we now have like virtually 24 hours to get to the game time. Remember, the Olympics that we're saying is yet to get underway has already gotten underway. Of course, there were games played, that is in the women of football. Games were played yesterday, and I can tell you today there are more games which are going to come through. I did see the Great Britain team beating Chile 2-0. But the most interesting result was between the Zambia women and the Netherlands team. 10-3 was the scoreline yesterday. So you expect to see more of these results. That is as far as the games in Olympics are concerned. But the most interesting thing is that tomorrow is yet to be the official date, probably for the opening ceremony. Yeah, the opening ceremony is yet to come tomorrow. So what does that mean? It means Tokyo Stadium will actually see everyone actually having the moment of the opening ceremony. Otherwise, we take a break. When we come back, we'll be looking more into details what is happening in the Olympic Cups down Tokyo.